Now, if we want to control how fast heat energy moves from one place to another, we have to consider a whole range of things. So firstly, if we're just looking at infrared, as we've already mentioned, we can choose the surface. And if we want something to emit a lot of infrared really, really quickly, that will be something that's dull or matte, and it'll be dark coloured. So that affects how much infrared it gives out. But also there are various other things that will affect how fast heat energy gets from one place to another. Now, we've always said that heat energy wants to go from hot things to cool things. That's the direction that heat will always travel in. And it will travel faster the hotter the hot object is in comparison to the cold object. So for instance, if I know that my body is at 37 degrees Celsius and I'm in a room which has a temperature of about 20 degrees Celsius, so there's a difference of 17, that means that the heat energy is going from me into the room. But if you put me outside in the snow at around freezing, there's such a big gap between me and the temperature of the environment I'm in that the heat energy will travel faster. So you can change how fast it goes by how big a temperature difference there is. You can also change it by changing the shape of an object. So for example, if I have a tub of water that I leave to evaporate, now that evaporation will happen eventually, that water will become a gas, evaporate away. But if I spread the same amount of water out, but as a puddle, you'll find that this evaporates much quicker. Surface area has a massive effect on how fast heat can be transferred and how fast evaporation and condensation can happen. So let's just apply that to the real world. If you imagine I have a fox, which of course has ears, and you'll find that in cold environments, small ears are really, really useful because small ears have a small surface area, which means that they're going to lose heat far more slowly. So in a cold environment, you will find these lovely small ears. So you look at an Arctic fox, you will see tiny, tiny ears, very, very small surface area. If I switch to a hotter environment but put the same animal in it, then what do I find? Well, in the middle of a desert, if you look at a desert fox, you will find that they have massive ears. And that's just to increase the surface area, because the larger the surface area, the larger the space they have to get rid of heat energy. And that's brilliant because it means that they can get rid of heat energy faster and faster and faster and keep themselves cool in that environment. It's exactly the same reason why you will see cooling fins or heat sinks, which are designed to have massive, massive surface areas to get rid of heat really, really quickly.